Thank you for tuning in to Vogue.com with another 73 questions. This time we go all the way to Krakoa as a certain someone prepares for the Hellfire Gala. This is 73 Questions with Emma Frost.
One moment. Oh, hello, darling. You must be Vogue.
Hello, Emma. What is your favorite color?
Oh, we're getting right into it, huh? Well, my color is brilliant white. By the way, I'm a busy woman on a busy night, so walk with me and try to keep up.
What makes you laugh?
Scott Summers.
Oh, okay. A cake or pie?
Cake, darling, preferably two, if you know what I mean.
If you could say one thing to a relative that is no longer with us, what would it be?
To my father, fuck you!
What fascinates you right now?
Ooh, I would say the mutant Indra.
Ouch. Are these plants supposed to be here?
It's a very viney place. Do try to keep up and mind the plants.
Okay, how much is too much?
There's no such thing as too much, darling.
What fashion trend are you excited about right now?
All of them, and none of them at the same time.
Ouch, the spine.
Yes, careful, keep up.
What is more important, love or money?
I'm going to have to say love.
What's more important, sex or money?
Sex.
And now, if you could have dinner with any oh my God! It's eating me! Help me!
Happens all the time. Oh, darling, I would help you, but my nails. Oh, well, at least you weren't teen Vogue. Then that would have been a tragedy. Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 182 of Comic Book Queer's Legacy. I am Brett. I am your host of this podcast, and I'm joined by the other host, EvilJeff. Evil, hi there. It's a big week for us.
Yes, it is. Something finally got started.
Finally, the X-Men event that was written specifically for the two of us has kicked off, and we're going to get into it later on in the show. Of course, we mean the X-Men's Hellfire Gala.
Woo!
Woo! EvilJeff, before we get into that hot night on that hot island, I've got some hot topics for you. Cue that music.
What are you gonna hit?
Oh!
Hot topics.
Hot topics. All right, so hot topics, pretty much a segment about MCU casting at this point, because really, what other news do we care about? I have another bit of casting for you, EvilJeff.
What? I don't know anything about this. This is breaking news to me.
This one is a rumor, so play the rumor siren. There we go. So in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, which, as we know, is the title of the sequel to the hit movie
Rumor Willis is
Black Panther.
cast. Rumor Willis is cast.
Rumor Willis is the new Black Panther. No, the villain. So it is purported. It is out there. Not confirmed, but comicbook.com seems to think that we have the villain of Black Panther Wakanda Forever cast. By that I mean Namor, a.k.a. the Submariner.
No, it'd be amazing if they got Jason Momoa to play it.
I knew you were going to say that. That actually would be amazing. And I would like to see him with like kind of short, slicked back hair.
Yeah.
Namor would never get tattoos, right?
I guess so. Yeah, that's true.
They'd have to be removed, and that has budget ramifications. All right, anyway, it's not Jason Momoa.
Who is it?
Listen, it's an actor I've never heard of before. It's an actor from Narcos Mexico and the acclaimed horror film Tigers Are Not Afraid.
What's his name?
His name is Tenoch Huerta. He's a Mexican actor who will be seen in the next Purge movie. That's his next one, next Purge, called The Forever Purge.
Tenoch
Huerta.
Well, I've never
This
heard
comes
of
from
him.
the Illuminati, some site. So I'm like, who knows with these sites? This is probably a nothing sandwich, but I'm seeing it in a lot of places. So maybe there's some merit to it.
He definitely has that, like, I just looked him up. He has that villain glare.
He does have that villain glare. He has that kind of like, I don't give a fuck kind of
like you
look.
see him on the throne. Like he's on the throne, tapping his fingers, just like head down, eyes gazing ahead. Kill them all.
Like he all of a sudden like takes a big bite of a mollusk or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's interesting. Fascinating.
That's
I like the idea of Black
Yeah.
Panther being being the villain.
Of Namor being the villain in Black Panther. Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. Yes, absolutely love it. I love it. And I go back to Avengers Endgame where Okoye was like, oh my God, there was a big ocean earthquake. And Black Widow's like, all right, how do we deal with it? She's like, we don't. It's nature. Was it? Or was it Tina Huerta?
Or was it Tina Huerta farting?
Do we have any hot topics?
Wait. Can we just also, what other major thing is Namor though? He's also the first
mutant.
Is this
like,
going to be the introduction of mutants?
Is it though? Could it be? I think they're doing something very cool. My theory is that the reason Wanda survived the Mind Stone trials that gave her powers, the reason Wanda became a Scarlet Witch, the reason she lived through that bomb when she was a kid, is because she's a mutant. The reason Agatha Harkness was able to suck the energy out of all the other witches is because she was a mutant. So I think they're just going to have Namor, who's able to do all these things, and then maybe retroactively, mutant.
Yeah.
Harkness, mutant.
Can't wait.
Wanda, mutant.
Can't wait. I also can't wait. Is it how many more? We have 2 more weeks before Loki?
No. Loki's this week.
This week?
Yes, Loki's on Wednesday. It's on Wednesday.
Wait, what was I thinking was the end of the month? Oh, it's something else.
Are you thinking Black Widow?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, I guess.
Sure, let's just go with that.
Oh my goodness.
It's Loki on Wednesday. I'm so excited. You know who I've decided I'm most excited for Loki?
Owen Wilson?
That little Miss Minutes, that little clock lady, the cartoon. Because you know she is going to be a pain in the motherfucking ass. Like, I have a feeling like she is going to be like
the big
more
bad.
of an antagonist. Yeah. Like, you find out like Miss Minutes is actually like Mephisto. Sorry.
Oh God, no! That Mephisto, the red herring of every single MCU TV show coming out.
My friend texted me and said a coworker was talking about how something or other, like Loki totally opens up the door for mutants. I saw a bunch of articles. Do you want me to send them? And like after having gone through the WandaVision experience, my friend who would have otherwise been like, yeah, said, no, thank you.
Yeah, I'm not until they actually like. It's fun to just like ponder on these things, but people get way too obsessed and way too serious about it when it's like it's probably not going to happen that way. It's probably not going to happen the way you think it is going to happen. So just let it go.
I'm one of those people. J'accuse, however, I'm also mea culpa. I always focus on what's going to happen rather than what is happening.
Yeah.
Like, I need to shut the fuck up and just be in the moment and watch.
But I think it's fine to focus on what's going to happen as long as you don't get so set that it has to happen that way. I think that's what happens. Otherwise, everyone is so obsessed with Mephisto, and that when it didn't happen, they were like, "Oh." And it's like, but they never promised you that was going to. They never promised you a rose garden.
You wrote that story. Listen. So much that is wrong with our society is because we write stories in our head. And then we're like, that's it. I'm going with that. And then, no.
Expectations is what the biggest thing that can ruin a movie is expectations,
baby. Hey, that's life. Okay. Writing stories in your head,
Yeah.
expectations not being met and getting upset.
Remember
That's
that old
life.
SNL sketch? Lowered expectations.
No, but I love how you use the word sketch.
Sketch.
You know, when I worked at Second City, we were hand slapped if we used the word skit.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It belittles the art form. Okay, let's move on.
Oh, my God. Anyway.
It's the fucking Hellfire Gala. Let's
Hit the
go.
music. Hit it.
I want your ex.
Come on. Okay, so very exciting. Evil Jeff, in what order did you read the 3 books that came out last week? Set at the Hellfire Gala?
What I did was smart. I went to the last page of one of them and looked at what I was supposed to read them in.
I did the same thing. What's so interesting is I read an interview with Jordan D. White, the ex-editor-in-chief.
Oh, we said we weren't supposed to do that?
Wait, he said it doesn't matter. He said it's all like
Because it's all taking place at the same time.
It's all taking place at the same time. Read it whatever order you want. I was like, look at you. Thank you. No, I will still follow.
Well,
that
because
page
it
at the
did
end.
have some overlapping scenes, like the same kind of scenes were happening.
Oh,
with
it's very
different dialogue.
Rashomon.
It also, well,
It's
it also,
Rashomon.
know what it reminded me of? This is me being
Rashomon?
very specific. No, X Factor and was it X Factor and Fallen Angels? Do you remember there was like
Help.
full on scenes with Boom Boom and Skids that were like told, it was like the same scene with completely different writing and kind of different character motivations of like Boom Boom and Skids and Iceman. Do you remember any of that?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right, fine. I'll send you a link.
Okay.
But anyway, just it's like that's the last time I remembered it was like, oh, this is a full on scene that's like happening in 2 comics and just written.
I
completely
love it.
differently. Yeah, it's fun.
I love it. I love the storytelling technique. Do you like? I don't even want to make general comments because I'll just start being all over the place.
All right, so let's start with which
Let's walk through. So Marauders 21 is where we started.
Marauders.
Which
I
is
feel
like
you have to
start.
You
there.
have to start there because that's whose fucking party is it?
Whose party is it? This is. And listen, this is the Emma Frost show. This is Emma Frost's party. I can't handle her role in X-Force. Like, I can't handle that this is an Emma Frost-centric crossover event, and then she's going to play a big role in fucking Inferno after. Like, what is it? Christmas? Help. What is it? Pride?
What are some of the things that you find interesting? Like, what are the things
First
that
thing
were
off the
sticking
gate. First thing off the gate is that Shaw, Kate, and Emma, like, they're like kind of totally cool.
That's the one thing that's weird is Shaw is weirdly kind of getting what he wants, but he's also like paralyzed and crippled. It's hard to be like, is he on their side? Is he plotting? But he also seems kind of like resigned.
Resigned is a great word. Yeah, it's a great word. He's kind of like, he got smacked around and was like, wow, I've been a real shit. There's a bigger picture at play.
But it's also kind of, I think he also realized like, I got played, and you know what? Their ultimate goal is kind of better than what I was planning.
Right.
And it's kind of weird, especially with these bad guys. They're so used to like, I want ultimate power. And Xavier and Em and all of them is like, no, we're all going to have ultimate power. All of us.
Right.
You're going to
all
have
of us together.
You're going to have whatever the fuck you want. So what are you doing? It's hard to like, you know, it's like an addiction of like, villainy is an addiction. How do you let it go when you don't need to do it anymore?
It's a pattern of destructive behavior,
Yeah.
right? We all have them. But it's this community that allowed people to let it go. So yeah, Shaw is like, you know what? I'm cool.
And then I love that we have Domino and Quentin as like, kind of like the FBI, like White House.
Like the
secret
bouncers,
agents,
like security. They're security. Yeah, that's
well, they
great.
definitely look like White House. What is it? What are they called? Secret Service.
Secret Service. Absolutely. I love that Tempo got a push way up front. Tempo, who we know is going to be joining the roster of this book. Later on, we'll see another mutant that will be joining the roster of this book, despite his protests. But I just love that Tempo is starting to get some stage time.
Well, here's the interesting thing, though, is why. I feel like no one is brought into the Marauders just willy-nilly.
Sure.
And Tempo isn't just like, oh, she's strong, we need muscle. She has time powers. That's not that means they have some kind of weird
something.
There's some
she
kind
serves
of
a
plan.
purpose.
Yeah, but I'm excited of like, what do they need her to do? It's not just to age scotch.
It's not just to age scotch, folks, but it's something.
Is it something
she's putting
about
a flower.
growing the flowers? Can she grow all the flowers faster?
Oh, love that. Love that. Love that. Because plants just need time, water, sunshine.
And speaking of these plants, everyone gets their own little Krakoan flower that kind of like marks them. It's kind of like the wristband.
It's like your RFID badge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like if you don't have the wristband, you can't come to the meet and greet. You need that flower, bitch.
You need the flower, bitch. Tempo is putting the flower on Cap, and I have to tell you, thoroughly enjoyed Steve Rogers' presence in this book.
Yes, yes.
Hilarious.
We also have them being forced to deal with the garbage plot point of Franklin Richards being no longer
Yes, but like rather ominously, where Kitty is like, don't worry, kid, wink. Everything has a way of working out.
Yeah, and I honestly feel that it's kind of like with Franklin Richards, you can look at this as a chicken or the egg. I think he's such a powerful mutant that when he used up his mutant power, the last part of his mutant power erased his mutantdom from his body.
Oh, yeah, like he like pooped it all out.
Yeah, so I think he is a mutant, and I will always say that he is a mutant, but Xavier is using a technicality to not let him in. And we hear later, in a later comic, there is another interesting thing that another certain Ms. Sinister says to him that's very interesting.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. But I think also Xavier's like, Franklin is a problem I don't need, so I'm just going to go along with the whole you're not a mutant thing. Because I don't want to deal with this.
You know what? If I was writing this and it was like, hey, we need to kind of bring Franklin back to the X-Men now that what's the guy who writes Fantastic Four?
Dan Slott.
Now that like now that he's been fired or whatever. Know what I would do? I would make it that actually Xavier, because Franklin and the Fantastic Four were such a problem, that him and Reed actually decided to agree to getting rid of his powers and letting him stay with the Fantastic Four.
Yes.
Until he's 18.
Do you think that's what?
Until he's 18. And so the day he turns 18, he gets all of his powers back. But then he's going to be mad at Reed and Xavier. I think that would be really cool.
That's amazing. So speaking, like we're still talking about the arrivals at the Hellfire Gala. Reed Richards arrives and Xavier was like, oh, we fought last time we saw each other. I'm so surprised you're here. And Reed's like, I'm here so I can say this to your face. And then he whispers something.
Yes.
Are you saying he's whispering, our plan is working, his birthday is in 4.5 years?
I would love that. I would love that.
Do you know what I think Reed Richards said to Xavier?
He was like, I smell your butt, you piece of shit.
I can see your dick through your pants.
He'd be like, your fucking headpiece is fucking stupid looking. You know who you look like? You look like that evil version of me. You dumb bitch.
And then it turns out I am. And we were right all along. Hey, there's a question I wanted to ask you. And I feel stupid. Like, I know both of our listeners are going to be like, it's the so-and-so, you dumbass. Don't you read X-Men? The AIM soldier, scientist, agent guy.
Yeah.
What is he from?
He's the one that got left when they went into, what's the world?
The world?
The world.
Oh, okay, I remember. With Storm.
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
I think
Great.
that's him,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Although, is he now like 100 and is he like 200 years old?
He's like, I've seen some shit. Where's Storm? I need to talk to her. My drinking buddy. We have human ambassadors. Like we have the British wizard guy from Excalibur. We've got Donald Pierce. We've got the awful Russian lady. We've got who I think is Patton Oswalt. I don't know. Or Elton John. Something.
Oh, wait. Know who that is? What if that's the prize winner?
Oh, fun.
Who won the prize?
Oh, that's right. I was scouring for us. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, we need to figure that out. But we do have the interesting thing of like where Doctor Strange chooses not to go through the gate. Iron Man chooses not to go through the gate. Has a little interaction with Quentin Quire. They're kind of
Right.
like, showing dick sizes.
Yeah, and that scene will be revisited in X-Force.
And then we see a little brief thing of Beast. And this is just the beginning of like, are they trying? I mean, I will get into an X Factor of like trying to make Beast.
I mean, are they
the worst
right.
character on the
Are
planet?
they building up to a book called Exile starring Beast and Sabretooth?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Beast is, I mean, he's full on super villain. We'll get to that later.
I love though. In comes Emma Frost wearing a fucking. She's wearing the animal that Luke Skywalker had to like cut open and live in.
The Tauntaun.
The tauntaun with her boob, but of course
Just
boobs
out.
and vagina. Like it cuts up so you can see her vagina, and it cuts out so you can see her
Tits.
boobs. And then she has a big like a diamond dildo on her head. What
tits
the
for days.
And then just holding
Can
some
we-
fucking holding like a
Champagne,
Pinot
like,
Grigio.
what
Like what the
is
fuck, bitch?
My life. Oh my God, work that shit.
And of course, they start the Hellfire Gala being like, okay, remember, we're amazing. So we're not just going to
And
give you
we're
a concert.
beautiful, and we can make beauty.
We're going to give you a psychic fucking concert.
Oh, it's so thoughtful. I love it. So all the people who hear the music are also telepathically
Feeling what it's
put in
like
the
to play
shoes
the
of the
music.
person. Yes, feeling what it's like to be the one playing the music. Amazing.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Doom is like, get it out of my face.
Well, that's true. And that reminds me, as someone who plays music, there's people say there's different types of piano, where there's piano that's fun to listen to, and then there's piano that's fun to play. And they're saying like there's some piano composers that aren't actually as interesting to listen to, but once you play them, then you're like, oh, they're a genius.
Oh, yeah. That's amazing. What's also amazing is, can I do an impression of Emma Frost introducing the psychic concert
Yes.
for a second?
Yes.
Okay. Let me get to the line. I can't find it, so I'll make it up.
It's page 10.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for attending. Okay, here it is. Rhapsody will be accompanied by our telepaths, the 5-in-1. How did she do this? She's gonna be okay. And Marvel Girl. I just pictured like Emma made this beautiful experience for her daughters, and Jean is like, I want to be in the show too. Oh, fine.
Oh
Fine.
my God, that's Bloody
You
Jean
can be in
showing
the
off
psychic
again.
concert too. Bloody Jean showing off again. This is supposed to be for my daughters.
Oh my God. Yeah, but I love then there's the part where she meets up with Banshee. What do you think she wants Banshee for? I think she wants Banshee not for his powers or anything, but I think she's trying to find people that she literally can entrust to
Absolutely.
her very soul. And he is someone, after they did Generation X together, like she's like, I know I can trust you with my soul. Like, I want you part of my team.
Let me tell you something. How if I could talk about the psychic concert, I wish I could telepathically make people feel how I felt during these panels. It was, as you know, like a Generation X reader back in the day, like this was such a meaningful moment for me. And there are very few comic book lines when you read them, you can hear them in your head. You can hear the way Emma said Sean. You like how she revealed like just her true smile. Like she says Sean, it's italicized and there's a period at the end. Like it was such a heavy word to come out of her mouth.
Yeah. And if you think about
And
it,
I think you're right.
I think there's two people that keep Emma good. Kitty Pryde and Sean.
And Sean Cassidy.
They're the
Absolutely.
two, because I think she was kind of a villain, and then she did. Xavier brought her to do Generation X, and I think Sean was always the voice of reason of like, Emma, you can't kill everybody.
Yeah.
And I think
Like,
the
I know
other
you love
what I
children,
just
but
thought
they don't
of?
respond to this.
Do you know
Yeah.
why she's bringing him in? Because I think Kate Pride is no longer the voice of compassion and reason anymore.
Yeah, hey.
I think she's like,
Yeah.
oh, you know what? I think Kitty's a little too hardcore.
Alcoholic.
I think I need to
Kitty,
get shot
your
at you.
drinking problem is a problem. Yeah.
She's like, I've
Meanwhile,
created
look
a
at
monster.
Sean is still on the wagon.
I know. Oh, fuck. She's just getting all alcoholics.
I know, God.
Now the Shi'ar
of
thing. What
alcoholics.
did you think? What is the Shi'ar thing about?
Okay, really quick, I just want to say the gambling scene. I do love that Iceman likes to be around the bad boys. Okay.
Yeah.
The Shi'ar scene, here's what I think. I think Mystique is going around as Emma.
Oh. Really? But what does that have to do with the Shi'ar thing?
So I looked up the Shi'ar logic diamonds, and I remembered, oh my God, yeah, or from earlier, they are what they use to store. They're vital in the resurrection protocols. So they're what's used to store the information of people.
That's right. That's
so
right.
It's definitely something to fuck with the resurrection protocols. Here's another one: Sinister cloned Emma, and it's Sinister.
And in addition to the actual Sinister that's there.
Yeah, he's behind it all.
Wait, but
I don't know.
But
Just
does that
Sinister.
mean that the other Emma is like kidnapped somewhere?
Oh, I have no idea. No, this is clearly real Emma.
Oh, okay.
No, maybe there's another one. Clones. But my first instinct was, oh, Mystique.
That's interesting. I also like that the Vivendi, is that how you say their names?
Vivendi.
Vivendi.
Vivendi, as we've covered, is a event ticketing software website.
So the Vivendi, the 5-in-1, fucking unleash a memory in the little girl Vivendi girl.
Wilhelmina, what do you think? Are we supposed to know what that is?
I don't think so, but I think it's kind of like, I think she was led to believe a certain thing, and I think they're gonna, she's opened her eyes that maybe that they've betrayed her and somehow erased her memory.
Yeah, that requires research. Maybe there was, again, both our listeners like, you idiots! Wolverine and the X-Men #9!
So that I think will. I bet they're setting up so many fucking things of like, is
So
this
many
all going to be paid
things.
off? There's also just taking a look at some of these pictures, just random pictures. Now that I'm looking at the faces, some of these I'm like, oh, this is definitely an actual person. I think.
Oh yeah,
there's
it's
more
Megan
than,
Rapinoe. It's like, oh yeah, Conan O'Brien is right there talking to Emma.
Yeah, but I wonder if it was only one person. Did only one person win the prize?
Yeah, that I have no idea about. I think that was the idea, but I really do think that person who won the prize, I think that was supposed to be Elton John, in all seriousness. Or Patton Oswalt. Because there's a list of people who are going to appear at the Hellfire Gala, and they're like on it.
Yeah.
And again, editor interview, he was like, we worked with marketing, they came up with the idea, so we agreed to like insert any celebrities they had contacts with and like could get a yes from.
Yeah.
The list it's something Emma Frost would never touch. It's the only thing that takes me out of this. Like Emma Frost would never invite Conan fucking. Also, although I do hold that Emma Frost is probably a comedy snob and probably loves Conan.
Yeah, Conan's
Conan's
the upper echelon.
Yeah, like definitely Megan Rapinoe. That would be great. Like I heard that like Adrian Palicki is there, like who played Mockingbird in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like what? Random. Anyway.
I also love that Emma Frost is like wants to fuck Captain America.
He's like, well, she's like, normally I don't want to, but she's like, but the way he was looking at me just now, like that was like pretty undeniable, right? Let me read his mind.
Well, she also loved that he was like, standing up to like to everybody, to like Victor Von Doom and stuff. So it was like,
Yeah.
ooh.
She was definitely like, there was a little bit of flirting. She was like, very well said, Stephen. Because of that body.
Yeah, but it reminds me of your mother. Ugh.
I remind him of his mother. Oh, God. What good Emma Frost comedy.
I know. Love
This
it.
it's like a rom-com. Like it's like the beginning of a rom-com, this issue of Marauders. It's starring Emma Frost and her lesbian best friend, Kate Pride.
But just like anything of where this is the beginning, it kind of fast forwards. And then it
Time
looks
slip.
like a huge thing happened and everybody's leaving. And you're like, and everybody's kind of holding onto their heads.
This is why I think the X Office is killing it with the storytelling techniques of this crossover event. Not only do you have the great It's All Happening at Once Rashomon effect, you also have this time slip which creates such intrigue and interest. And you're like, wait, what did these people see a few minutes before this scene? What did they see?
Yeah, also...
It affects them so much.
Now, that's the thing. So Brazil, I know that Brazil was part of X Corp, like they went to Brazil, but does all of Brazil hate Krakoa?
I thought, I don't know if I'm confusing Brazil with Terra Verde, but I thought Brazil was like, yeah, no.
But that's the thing is, but this line where the Brazilian ambassador is like, for what it's worth, I think that what you've done is wonderful. But then Emma goes, speak your mind. And then she says, you will galvanize humanity in a way it never was to confront the threat posed by mutant kind. And then she's like, oh, I hope to visit Brazil again soon. I'm like, what fucking... But they're smiling and shaking hands. I'm like, these are not nice things you're saying to each other.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Brazil was anti-Krakoa, and Emma pulled something. Emma came up with something that is
basically, but
humanity.
it's basically, they did something, and we think it's going to be the Mars thing. But it basically is a thing where they're going to be like, we're going to take over. Like, it's going to be us. It's gonna be me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so interesting. And we have some clues later. So I love, Magic saying to her mentor, Dr. Strange, what do you think, Doc? What do you think, Unc? And he's like, I can't even respond. I'm still processing this.
Yeah.
Captain America, Scott, did you know about this when we saw each other a few days ago? And Scott was like, kind of, sort of. And Steve's like, listen, you solved a big problem, but I think you might have created, more.
What is it? What is it?
It's so intriguing. And we get a little bit more of a hint later on in Hellions, at least when they saw what they saw or how. But before that, we have X-Force told from the point of view of the security team.
But before that, we have a little quip of
yes,
of an old Hellfire Gala, which is no accident that they brought up Sebastian Shaw's dead girlfriend who can teleport. And then here they specifically decide to show the Hellfire Gala where she dies. This is brutal. This takes place. When does this take place? What X-Men issue is this around?
This was from classic X-Men number 7.
This is before...
Which filled in... I'm not sure exactly, but it's definitely around Phoenix Saga. It's got
I was going to say, before... after she became Phoenix, but before she became Dark Phoenix, right? Wouldn't you say? Mm-hmm. The thing that's interesting here is how fucking... They fucking just, the scene where, they fucking just shoot... Emma Frost takes over the mind of the guy Ned and just murders everybody that was betraying them.
Yeah.
Fucking hardcore, Emma.
Listen. A lot of drink, a lot of drugs. Had to do what she had to do.
Yeah. I miss the fur, the fur top with the cape coming down. I wouldn't mind seeing that make a return for a bit.
It's always possible.
But now we can talk about X-Force.
Yeah, where Emma Frost does make a surprise appearance.
I hate it. I hate it.
This was my favorite issue of X-Force ever.
You said it's your most favorite issue of X-Force?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still hate it.
Because it was about the thing I love.
Yes, but I still hate it because it's all about
What do you hate about it?
Terra Verde.
And he's awful.
I don't get, but I mean, I will say it looks like it's going to be the comeuppance where it looks like he has basically taken over this entire country. When he saw that this plant thing was mutating and taking over the people, rather than saving them, he's like, no, we'll just use it to our advantage and just take over the whole country.
Yeah.
That is like, go to the hole. Go to the hole. Because they're kind of all dead, right? You just committed genocide. That's genocide.
Yeah.
In the hole with you, beast. I'm done with him.
And I'm sorry. It's genocide, and then you like reanimated the bodies and like are puppeteering them. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, fuck no. Fuck no.
No, this isn't even, to me, like, is he right? Is he wrong? He's doing it for good intention. Like, no, this is just so fucking wrong. And the data page that's like his justification of this is just pure hubris. It's awful.
Well, it's like something that fucking Trump would do or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly. Like, we're seeing who Hank McCoy is in this context, and it's not cute.
And I need...
Luckily,
yeah,
somebody will be responsible for his downfall, it seems.
Is that Emma Frost by any chance?
And that's one Emma Frost. Thank you so much. That's what makes me so happy. Fine. Drag Beast through this filth, but please have Emma be the one to call it filth.
Yeah. There's a great image. I will say the art in this is a lot better than it has been.
Yeah, it's the same guy.
It's the same guy, but I mean, it feels slightly improved.
Yeah. Love the splash page of everybody at the big party.
Yeah, I also just love that death glare of Emma.
Love it. So a few panels I've noticed this, EvilJeff, and this may be like a Karma's robot foot kind of thing. Emma is clearly using her telepathy in diamond form a lot. Like, it happens in Marauders, too.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to be commenting on that or not?
I mean, okay, here we go. It is time to play the good old-fashioned X-Men no prize. For you who don't remember, a thing called a no prize is you would write into the X-Men comics and find something wrong, something that doesn't fit, but then you would give a roundabout reason of why it does fit. So, Brett, can you think of one?
Absolutely. Emma actually had 4 looks. Look number 2A was smearing herself in diamond-looking makeup while in outfit number 2. Do I win a no prize?
I think that would count as a no prize. Mine would be there's a missing period where actually Emma refused to not wear heels and was going down some stairs, cracked her neck open. And when she was resurrected, she was able to use telepathy in diamond form because your kind of powers improve.
Yes. I say yes. Emma died. I don't agree with the method of death. I say she choked when she was by herself. She accidentally choked on one of those like Jordan almonds. Yeah.
I love how you're like, she would never trip in heels.
I know.
That
has to be something else.
I completely disagree with your no prize.
All right, and then we get Deadpool crashing the party.
So what is his deal? Is he not a mutant? Because they're like, you're not really a mutant.
He's not a mutant. No, he's not a mutant.
Oh, okay. When did that happen?
Oh, good Lord, girl.
I thought he was a mutant.
Idea. No. I don't know.
Anyway, it looks like Sage is kind of like along for the ride with Beast's shenanigans. Yeah. But Emma Frost is like, look, I know you fucking like don't know that he's fucking crazy.
Yeah, you know what? I'll even do you one better. Hey, I've seen you before in this role where you're kind of subservient to the person who's really in charge. I know that you get swept up in this the alpha maleness of it all, like you did with Sebastian Shaw.
Yeah.
So I'll excuse you. It's not going to be you who goes in front of the Quiet Council. It's going to be him. So tell me everything.
Oh, X-Force.
She said it's going to be him. She said it's going to be him. And I love it. And like, but another one, like this one too, I'm like, ooh, the history, just like her and Sean, the history that Sage and Emma must have.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because there's shit that they've seen each other do.
When Sage was Tessa, spy for Xavier in the Hellfire Club.
There's parts where Emma's like, shh. Don't bring that up.
These two. I want more of these two. Give me Sage and Emma Frost.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, of course, yeah, I can see this is where, like, I Hate X-Force comes in. Oh, no, he turned into a plant monster. Ugh.
Whatever. As long as this all leads to Emma Frost holding a quiet council trial where Beast gets put in the hole, if that is what all this leads to, it'll be worth it.
And do you know what I also love about that? Is one of my favorite parts of Morrison's run was the friendship between Beast and Emma Frost. How respectful they always were towards each other.
How much he's fallen.
And
also,
that's about to go flying out the
remember
window.
when X-Force, when Cyclops started the Rick Remender X-Force run, who was the one that chastised Scott for doing it? Beast.
Yeah.
When Beast found out, he's like, you can't do this. Where have your morals gone? What the fuck has happened to Beast? What has happened to him? I want Agent Brand there when he has his trial. I want all of them being like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Power is what happened.
Because can you imagine it's like the trial of Beast? Like, you not only would have that, you would have the original 5 X-Men come being like, we have all the memories of what you did to us. Do you know how traumatizing that was when you brought us to the prison? Yeah. Like, it's like, I want the whole Magneto trial was about how we just fucking murdered Beast. I don't know.
I can't wait. I can't wait to give you my theory on who the murder victim is.
Well, you can just do that now.
No, because it's at the end of Hellions.
Why? Oh,
there's a line at the end of Hellions.
Oh, okay. Hellions. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to tell you this right now. Know how we do end of the years best of?
Oh, already. It's like the WandaVision of comics.
I think I'm going to be hard pressed to is something maybe something in Inferno, but this Hellions issue 12 is one of the best comics I have read this year. If
Absolutely
not in a few
correct.
years. It is fucking funny. It is fucking hilarious. It's like character development. It's paying off so many relationships. It's so fucking good.
This is a TV episode. This is not a comic book issue.
Yeah.
This is an episode of like a hilarious television show. Like the non-invited crashing the party and like, it's like a sitcom.
I love where it's like Havoc and Psylocke are the ones that can go to the party. And everyone else like, no, you're all too crazy. You can't go to the party.
You're losers.
And I love that Havoc has this thing of like, he still thinks he's better than all of them. But he's not. He's fucking nuts. Oh my God.
Nuts. Love Grey Crow's reaction to Quannen's dress. Ugh, these two.
Yeah.
Only straight couple I care about in life.
Now, I will say the one thing that I feel should happen that I just feel they're so harping on the Madeline relationship. There's a big person that Havoc had a relationship with that would probably be at that gala. Wasp.
Nurse Annie? Oh.
Wasp.
Yeah.
Wasp was like, they had a whole life where they were married. They had like a kid. Yes. Can you imagine if she then fucking...
Can we go there?
I want her to run into him, and because Noah would be great if he's like, I'm better than all of you. I'm not crazy. I'm better than all of you. And then he sees Janet Van Dyne, and she's like, what the fuck have you turned into? And then he's like confronted, like, oh my God, I am fucking nuts.
Yeah. She's like, what would our daughter think?
Well, didn't the daughter disappear?
Like, she doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, neither does your ex-girlfriend. Anyway.
But we do have a hot moment where fucking Polaris pulls Havoc away. Havoc is going up to everyone who will hear being like, why Madeline? I just want a reason why.
Can you explain, could you, I just want to,
I just want to know the reason why.
The policy on clones, like, I don't know, like Madeline? Xavier was like, I don't even need to be psychic to know what this motherfucker is going to ask me before he even starts the conversation. Like, this is going to be about fucking Maddie. And I want no part of it. Eric, where are you? My favorite line is from Sinister. So which one is Captain America and which one is Iron Man? I'm sorry, I don't own a TV. Love Quannen and Betsy. being like, "Hey, girl."
Yeah, that was kind of like they have their mutual understanding of like we're stuck with each other. They're basically
like, we're
family.
sisters.
It's
We're
sisters. Like you
sisters.
fucking they drive you crazy, but you can't live without them.
What are you gonna do, sisters?
We also have and I know this is going to show up in Way of X. There is a severely drunk Nightcrawler. I want to know what that
Nightcrawler is so drunk. That is.
There's a whole other
convinced
plot
myself
line
that
going along
actually
with
wasn't
that.
Nightcrawler. There's a whole thing. Nightcrawler is fucking wasted, and I'm here for it because he's being so. He's that like pontificating, thoughtful drunk, like big ideas drunk.
Yeah,
Don't you see? It's about the culture.
yeah,
So good.
I think, but honestly, I think he might not be drunk. He might be on mushrooms.
Oh, maybe.
What's
pixie
his name?
dust.
What's his name? Dr. Dr. Nemesis
Yeah.
mushrooms and pixie dust.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Wait a minute. What if they
hello.
combine
my
they're
God.
combining the powers
Yes. Hello. Are we
Fuck.
stupid? We have mushrooms and pixie dust together on the same
and
team?
Legion?
Oh, hello. There's going to be a Trip episode coming up. Trip issue.
But I will say Sinister, I wish the whole episode was just Sinister schmoozing.
Yes, please.
Like him just being like, oh, yes, I'm a geneticist, you know. Oh, someone might as well break the ice, might as well be me. I mean, I'm used to it.
It's part of my work.
But then it's ruined by Nanny.
And oh my, this soup's delicious. Isn't it?
It's ruined by Nanny. It's like,
Fucking Nanny, I love her.
You forgot, Mr. Sheffield, you're also an abductor, abuser, and a murderer of children.
She's like, I'm going to shit all over your party every step of the way.
And so the ones that aren't invited decide to fucking show up.
They're like, fuck it, we're going.
And they just fucking get rowdy. And everyone's like, uh-oh. The other thing that I didn't even remember, I forgot that
Yes.
Wildchild and
Talk about
Aurora.
it.
Wildchild
Yes.
and Aurora dated when she was all
Yes.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And now
And
he's
he was
crazy. And
He was
she's
like
normal.
bald and had pointy ears. Well, no. Like, yeah, in their 90s, he was like this wild child. But I saw a cover where like he was bald with pointy ears and she had him on like a leash and she was acting all weird. I don't know what that's from. But originally, yeah, their relationship.
Yes.
Amazing that they brought it up here.
And now we also have the Cuckoo's psychic transcriptions.
Oh, God.
I mean,
Amazing. Like TV.
like the fact that we're what's his name? Quentin Quire hates his girlfriend's dress, hates Phoebe's dress.
What's a hearse ratchet?
And says it looks like Nurse Ratched, and that's what Psylocke uses to like blackmail him into getting what she wants to do, what she wants to do. And then it's what's a hearse ratchet and not Nurse Ratched? It's so
Stupid
fucking
Mindy.
funny.
It's so funny. Oh, Mindy's the dumb one. She's the one that changed her name to Irma, remember?
Yeah.
Or changed her name from Irma.
Also, and then we get Polaris. I hate Magneto's outfit.
Oh, he's matching his gay husband.
Magneto's gay. Oh, for Xavier.
Mm-hmm.
I also, Polaris is trying to calm down Havoc. What's his name? Empath is getting beaten up by the old Hellions.
Cat's Eye and Roulette. Oh my God!
Just start
Another
beating
moment
the
I
shit
loved.
out of him.
Wild Child is like alpha dogging the duck
Dakin.
hen.
I mean, are you fucking kidding me?
I mean, do you know what's great? It's messy drama. It's a shit show. This is just like layers and layers of drama happening. Like, this is where if you and I were there, we would just be like hanging back, watching the Hellions going, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
And then the fact that Magneto just like floats them up and like is like, beat it.
And Magic's like, one sec. Finishes a drink, opens a portal. Can we talk about my favorite two panels in comic books, which is fucking Nanny? I guess shit's going down. Judgment Day, motherfucker. That, you rarely laugh out loud when you're reading a comic book, but boy, did I.
It's so fucking good. I mean, it's just, and then just the fucking fucked up sex stuff that the cuckoos are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, about they're basically like Sinister clones himself so he can fuck himself. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
There is a reason I think they brought that up. I don't know. I think Sinister cloning is going to really like hit us hard soon.
Well, I mean, of course, it's the whole Chimera thing.
Yeah. Yes.
Here's a question, though.
Oh, yeah. That goes with Mars. Hello.
Well, but now we get to the end. I have a question. Why does Sinister have a big scar on his forehead?
Is it from Nanny slashing him with the broken bottle?
Is that what... Oh, does she slash him on the
I was
forehead?
confused as well. So it ends with Sinister having scars on his head. I don't... Like, the scars are very strange.
Yes, that's why I didn't know if it's like, is this something that happens in a future issue that we're like, oh...
Yeah, well, there is this time slip, so something probably did happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about.
To him.
So,
yeah,
I mean, that's
so that's another time slip mystery.
But if that's how we're going to start the Hellfire Gala, like, Hellions, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I was so happy that Hellions came early.
Yeah.
Rather than, like, because in Ten of Swords, they were way later, I felt like. Few things here. One, it's clear that the thing that everybody was reacting to at the end of Marauders happened via the fireworks.
Do you think it was just the fireworks?
I don't think they're ordinary fireworks. Well, clearly, like they're telepathic fireworks, but I think the fireworks revealed something.
Interesting.
Revealed
Ooh.
Emma's
plan.
thing. Yeah. I think it was everyone watching the fireworks was like, what the wait, you're what?
I'm so
and
excited.
I can't wait to see what that is. Because I feel
the fact that she's part of Inferno, meaning I am just convinced that whatever she's going to reveal is not part of Xavier's plan. Like, he does not know.
Absolutely, because she knows Moira's alive.
Yeah, and oh my God. Oh, I can't wait. Ugh.
So now let me get to my theory on who will be murdered.
Okay.
There is a line, like we hit the Hellions time slip. We skip to the end of the night. They're coming out of her Krakoan gate. Quanon is talking to Northstar on the phone, which that in itself is odd. And she says, "I trust you to take care of David, Northstar. He needs help, but not the Hellions kind. Pause. Thank you. David. I trust you to take care of David." So, Legion or Prodigy.
Oh, okay.
Which one is Northstar more likely to
But
be
he's in
comforting?
charge of resurrection protocols, so it could be either of them.
Also, however, who is a member of his team?
Yes.
Prodigy.
But doesn't it seem like the trial of Magneto that he would be killing a human?
Well, let's take it a step further. Why would David need help? Why would Prodigy need help? He needs, obviously, some consoling. Why would Prodigy need consoling?
Oh, do you think Speed is killed?
If Speed is killed, the son of the Pretender.
Or what if
is his own grandfather?
What if the depowered Prodigy who isn't really dead? Because we still never, that whole thing wasn't finished either.
Yeah.
You can't kill Speed.
I think it's Speed.
You cannot kill Speed right after WandaVision.
I think that's exactly why they're going to kill Speed, because it's time to make them mutants again. I think Speed is going to be killed, and I think the reveal at the end of the trial of Magneto is that Cerebro backed him up.
And that means that him and Wiccan are mutants?
Yes.
But if that's true, then does that mean, could Wanda really be a mutant?
Yes. I think it is high time to make Wanda a mutant again.
Okay, but can we just stop? The Great Pretender, the enemy of all time, and then it turns out she is a mutant, and
She's
then they
one
have
of you?
Oh my God, that would be amazing. I would love it. Oh.
I have to think with WandaVision's success, with Marvel owning the mutants again. And with my earlier comments of like the reason Wanda was able to do this, the reason Agatha Harkness was able to do this is because they will wind up being mutants one day in the MCU. I think we are starting to lay the groundwork. I think we're going to make Wanda, Billy, Tommy mutants again. Pietro.
Okay, so remember how I said earlier that fans think too much about the future, and when it isn't that, they get really angry? This
yes,
is me.
now I just created
you
that.
You just me, because I want that to be what happens.
I know. Like, right? Like, wouldn't that make sense if the trial of Magneto is ultimately a story about the Maximoffs?
Of course. Yes. Oh my God, that would be amazing.
I think Speed is going to be murdered at the Hellfire Gala.
Oh, that's fascinating.
And I'm never right.
You're right sometimes.
Sometimes. Oh, yeah, I was right about Sink and Laura.
Yeah. All right. That is a lot of Hellfire Gala and some other things that happened.
Like what?
I think we should talk about some live things that are on the television screens.
All right, let's go live. Cue the music.
Someone who watch superhero sci-fi stuff with me.
All right. There are two things that we want to talk about. One, I did not mention to Brett that I was going to talk about this.
I was like sitting here like, what is he talking about?
I don't even know if you watched it. And it's new from Apple TV. It stars Julianne Moore, Joan Allen.
Like Leslie's Story or something? Lily's Story?
Lisey, Lisey. So I don't know if it's Lacey or Lisey. Lisey's Story. And Jennifer Jason Leigh.
I love all of these women.
Yeah. So
like a lot.
How can you...
Joan Allen?
Yeah. How can you get that wrong, right? You want to know how you can get it wrong?
How?
You have Stephen King write the teleplay of it, right?
Oh, yeah.
It is so bad. It's basically, it's kind of reminds me in a weird way of like, did you see the movie Mother, the Darren Aronofsky movie?
Yeah, yeah.
It kind of weirdly reminds me of Mother if that wasn't about Jesus. Where there's this writer in Maine. What? Stephen King?
You don't say.
There's a writer in Maine, but what happens is everything he writes, like people become obsessed with him. And someone becomes so obsessed with him that he like murders him while they're opening up a library in his name. And Julianne Moore is the wife. And it takes place a few years later. And all of these kind of cult people, like almost like the Misery like woman, like that's like the obsessiveness with the author. They're so obsessed with him. These people are trying to demand that that she release all of his writings. And through it, you kind of realize that he actually wasn't really, that he was actually having visions and he has like magic powers. And there's a weird part where he makes out with Joan Allen and then just shoots weird magic water from a pool in her mouth. And I'm like, what? And then Julianne Moore keeps having these dreams. So then you're like, am I in the dream? Am I in this? Am I in that? And it's trying really hard to be like Lynchian, but it's written by Stephen King. And it's just,
right.
It just can't, it was like all of the music was really dramatic and scary, but then nothing scary was happening. And then there's like a bad guy, but he's like, the way they made him scary was just by him being like, hello, I am the bad guy and I talk with no emotions. It was stupid. It was bad. And I'll probably will watch some more to see if it goes anywhere. But right now it has like a 40% on Rotten Tomatoes from people that saw the whole thing. So I don't know. It's not looking good. So don't bother watching it. At least his story, the fact that you can ruin something with Joan Allen and Julianne Moore, are you fucking crazy? Stupid.
Listen, if you want good horror, I recommend the new Conjuring movie on HBO Max.
Oh, don't tell me anything because I am going to watch that in the next few days.
Well,
I love the Conjuring
I'm going to tell you
movies.
two things.
Okay.
One, I had no idea. Julian Hillard, my new favorite actor. Yes, Billy Kaplan from WandaVision. Luke from House on Haunted Hill.
Oh, he's in that too? Yay!
Yes. And so is cameo appearance by Mac Morris from Saved by the Bell, Mitchell Hoog. And I screamed.
Wait, who?
The new Zach from the new Saved by the Bell.
Zach's son.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I am here for it. And that's the weird thing. How is it that I can love all the Conjuring movies, but then I hate the Nun and the Annabelle movies, and they're all in the same universe?
Annabelle, yeah. This is a good one. I really liked Conjuring. Devil Made Me Do It. Really liked it. But
did you see it in theaters?
No. Ew. I have HBO Max. Why would I do that?
You need to go to a goddamn movie theater, Brett.
I will. I'm going to go see Black Widow.
Okay. All right. Good.
Yeah. But we're here to talk about Netflix original and Jeff Lemire comic, Sweet Tooth.
Did you read the comic?
I read the first issue and I remember nothing about it.
Okay.
When it came out, I read the first issue. Because I like the drawing of the boy with the antlers.
It's so weird because it reminds me so much of Wind, of like these little magic hybrid creatures being born.
Yep.
So for those and not in the know, Sweet Tooth, it just takes place in the world where there's a virus that's like killing off everybody, but at the same time, children are being born as like hybrid animal creatures.
And they don't know what came first, the virus or the human-animal hybrid babies.
And then how many episodes have you watched?
Just one.
Oh, okay, me too. And it seems to me that it looks like the hybrid animal kids, there's never been a deer one, and also they don't talk. So they're not
spoken.
They're not like necessarily as like intelligent as humans, maybe.
Right. And there aren't many of them left.
Yeah.
And it seems that our hero, Sweet Tooth, who is the deer boy, was born like maybe slightly earlier or maybe earlier than the rest of them.
Yeah.
Overall, it's a story of this half deer, half baby boy being taken out into basically the heart of Yellowstone Park, away from society, by his father, played by Will Forte, who was kind of prescient in knowing that the world is about to fall apart, and whose wife died of said virus. And it's him raising this boy out in the wilderness, alone, making sure that they're alone. Well, of course, you could only keep the outside world out for so long.
And some dude comes by, coughs around.
Yeah. Coughs it up. What did you think overall? Is this a show that you will continue watching?
It's not wowing me, but it's not bad. I like it. I like it, but it's not like, oh my God, this is amazing. But I'm like, I'll see where this goes. I think my problem is it doesn't feel new. It feels like I've seen like where I was saying, like with Wind, where it's like I've seen a story. This reminds me of a similar story that I like better. So I'm curious to see
with,
them.
Like me with Invincible and the Boys. Absolutely.
Exactly. So I'll keep watching it just to see what happens. And then maybe kind of like with the Nevers. The Nevers, I'm like, oh, this is good. But then like later on, I'm like, oh no, this is amazing. So maybe it'll do that for me.
This was 1000% a setup episode. Clearly this show is about the boy on the road with the kind of protector he eventually winds up with.
A football player.
That's the show. It's going to be like a...
And I will say, I questioned, I was like, did this need to be the whole episode?
I mean, they're definitely being like, it seems like they're really adding a lot of story. I don't know.
Well, that's what I was
they really
like,
wanted to steep you in his origin.
Yeah, I guess that's a part of me was like, did I need that much? Could it have just been a montage and then we get to it? Get to this real story. Because I hate at the end, like literally at the end of the episode, it goes, and here's where the story begins.
It literally
says that. How about if we began it earlier?
Yeah, I mean, it was like a prologue. Episode 1 was a prologue.
But that's what I'm wondering. It's like, they stretching it out? Like, how long is the comic?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because that's what they were doing with Jupiter's Legacy.
Yeah.
They were stretching it out. They only did the whole season is only like the first like couple of issues. Although Jupiter's Legacy officially canceled.
Yay! And then you saw Josh Duhamel posted that thirst trap in response.
Yeah.
Too bad. Too bad, not enough.
But I liked it. We'll keep our eye on it.
I thought when you have a kid as the star, that can make or break it for me. And I thought the kid put in a pretty good performance.
True. And I think my other problem is where they're like, oh my God, you can talk. We've never seen a deer. You're a special deer? Are you the chosen hybrid? I'm just like,
Yeah.
all right, you're really on thin ice here with this chosen shit. It's just so overplayed.
Yeah. One fun touch is, so I didn't know like this burly protector guy was coming at the end, but in the beginning I did notice that he was on a TV. He was like an NFL football player.
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool. I was like, why did they show that guy so prominently on the television? And there he is later. He's a star of the show.
Yeah. Well, when they did the close-up of that, I'm like, well, you're clearly going to be in the show later.
You're clearly a character. Yeah.
And then, do you have anything else to say about the show? I wanted to bring something
No,
else
not
up.
really.
Just that I'm pissed off.
What?
One of my Simu, this is how I'll bring it to who's from Kim's Convenience and the new Shang-Chi. He is going on a fucking tirade about how Kim's Convenience was abruptly canceled. It's a hit show. It was abruptly canceled by the white producers. And now we found out why he's so mad. Do you know why he's so angry?
No,
Because
why?
not only will they not allow to give the rights for Simu Liu and the other actors to have it spun off, like to have like Netflix pick it up.
Yeah.
They were like, no, they're taking Simu Liu's girlfriend's character Shannon and spinning off and making the whole show about her.
Really? The one who like his boss from the
Yes.
Oh God.
So they're firing all of the Asian characters and making the show about the white girl.
Every right.
What?
Holy
I'm very
shit.
angry with him. I feel so bad.
She's also like she's like the 5th best character on that show.
But I will say,
That's
if
like
they were like,
Joey.
oh, we're going to do a spinoff, I would have been like, oh, that might be fun. But at the expense of the rest of the show, like, what?
Yeah.
Blame
that's some
Canada.
bullshit. Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's some bullshit. He has every right.
So I'm going to.
Whatever. He's got a successful future with the MCU.
Yeah. Wow, that covers a lot. Oof, I am worn out from this Hellfire Gala.
Me too. And we have so much more gala to go.
So much more gala to go. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for listening to this. We have much more fun things planned for the Hellfire Gala. You're going to see more appearances from Emma Frost, maybe some from Jean Grey, and maybe from some of your favorites. Hey, if you listen, tweet at us or Instagram DM us. Let us know what characters you'd like to hear at an Hellfire, maybe red carpet event, possibly?
Green carpet.
Green carpet.
Green.
Oh, sorry. It's green
Yep.
carpet.
Mm-hmm. No problem.
Let us know, because we are doing this for us. We are not doing it for you. We're doing it just for us because we don't have anyone else to talk about this shit with. And if you want to listen along, we're just super happy about it. And I do have one other thing that I need to make note of. It's that,
What is that?
if you read comics, you need to understand that makes you queer.